Hi everyone, I am back with another video from this page of rainbow boats from Small Victories by Johanna Basford, and we are down to this one down here. So it isn't how I imagine the page coming out at all, but I'm quite happy with the way they are looking. So that, and it's a bit different for me, isn't it? It's not something that I normally do, these bright colours. I'm going to start on this one with the water. So I have got my light cobalt turquoise from my Polychromos, which I've been using for the whole page, and this is the same colour as the water for all of them. I'll be doing the same on tomorrow's as well. So I'm putting a slightly darker bit there and then just fading it down a little bit. It's not like a very big area, just a little bit, because Johanna's drawn it there for us. So that's that, nice and easy. Now we have a couple of windows, well, quite a few windows on this boat. I shall do those next, again in the same way as I've done the windows on the other boats. So starting with my dark cadmium yellow, doing a sort of outline. Actually, I'm going to sharpen this. Where's my sharpener? Right by my hand. Yeah, so I've just sharpened it, and I'm going to go on these larger windows. I can do a sort of darkish bit border all around the edge of them, and then slightly scumble it in, so slightly lighter bit towards the middle. And then when we put our other pencil on, hopefully it will sort of blend in a little bit. So I like that. And then on the little circle ones, a little trickier, I'm just doing a line. Okay, now I am using the light chrome yellow to finish them off. So with this, I basically just go over the top of everything I've done. If it was a larger area, I would go a bit lighter in the middle, or even maybe leave a white bit. But because these aren't huge, I think that is perfectly fine. Okay, now I want to show a rainbow on this one. Now some of them, like this one up here that you can't see, you know, we've got the rainbow colours, but we haven't really got a rainbow, and there's not much yellow, whereas this one we've got a rainbow, and I quite like to do a rainbow on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my rainbow sort of going up the boat, and you'll see what I mean. So the very base I'm going to do in indigo. It's quite a big area, but that's okay. So here is our dark indigo, and I'm going to do the whole of the base. I'm not going to do it flat colouring though. I'm thinking on the edge here might be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to layer it up a little bit more here to make it a bit darker, and then a little bit less as we go towards the centre of our boat. It's a bit paler there. And then the same on this side. A little bit darker, should really be going in that direction because we've got some lines drawn on the boat. Now I would be tempted to do this in wood, you know, sort of brown, but you know, I've just realised also yesterday when I was editing that my two my life rings on the second picture have not, the little lines here and here haven't been coloured in, so I might go back and do that in a minute when I think about it. When I've done this. So here is our sort of indigo. There we go. Okay, so yes, let's just do that now. Up here, these two, look, those little lines haven't been coloured in. What colour? I think I'm going to actually do them in this brown ochre. So going to be the same colour as that fence. But I think it will look a little bit more like rope. Whoops. And it also, if I did it in like the yellow, it would stand out. But I think that's fine. So sorry about that one. I wonder how many of you noticed you might have put in your own colour. That's fine. So we've done our indigo. Now we've got our flags up here, which I also want to show our rainbow colours. We've only got 5. I think I might just wait and think about that later, actually, depending on how everything else falls together. Now I quite like our life rings to be red, so I'm going to leave those and I'm going to go on to the violet and do that for this stripe here. but again trying to make it a little bit darker on those edges there, and then slightly less towards the middle, like that. Oops, let me just hold the page down. There we go. And then this side, a bit more intense here. Just layer it up a little bit, carefully around these, as carefully as you can. And then join that up there. Now the fence bit, I'm just trying to even it up a little bit. The fence part here, I'm quite tempted to do in wood because that's sort of what I've been doing. So I'm going to leave that and go and just work on the buildings. Now I've got my blue, the cobalt blue greenish. How many layers have we got? Green, yellow, orange. Yeah, I think we can do both buildings in this colour. Now this one, to me, this right hand one looks like it's set back a little bit more than this one. So I think that would mean it would be darker, particularly here. So I'm going to try and make this building quite intense with our blue, as I say, particularly here. Carefully going around the railings. Where does it stop there? Yeah, and then this one, same colour but a bit lighter, and hopefully it'll just give the impression that it's a little bit more forward. And I think the way it's been beautifully drawn as well, so I think it gives that impression too. And once we do the fence, I think that'll help as well. So I'm just doing some plain colouring on this one. We've got a lot of quite plain colouring on this page, but I think it's okay. It's just bright and cheery. And a lot of the surfaces to me feel like they would be quite flat anyway. There we go. I think that works. I might put some black in there. I probably will go through and do a little bit of black later anyway. Okay, so where do we go now? We go green, don't we? Trying to work out my rainbow. Permanent green. Sorry, it's tricky to see. And so this line here, I'm going to have to sharpen. There we go. So this line here, and again a bit darker there. I'm not sure how well that's going to show up. As I say, we can use a little bit of black after to just get that shadow in. We can put a few shadows in. There's a few places I want some. There's the green. So now onto the yellow. This is our light chrome yellow. I'm actually going to have quite a big area here, but I think it'll be fine. I hope it doesn't look like it's a giant window. I think it won't. Once we've done this orange, this is the dark cadmium orange, a bit short. I changed out a lot of my short pencils, but some of them I felt had a bit more life in them. And then the red for that top little bit. Our deep scarlet red. Sorry, it's just to hold it out of shot. It's really useful. Now, let's have a little think. So I'm thinking we could do the flags in some of the colours and this bit in some of the others. I'm thinking I want to do these in red, so I'm going to do those next with this red. I've got it in my hand. It's a nice bold colour, isn't it? It helps them stand out, and a different colour to what we've used already. There we go. And I'm going to do a red flag. Start my rainbow. Okay, now orange for the next flag. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any other orange, although we've only got that tiniest bit. We could do this bit in orange too, couldn't we? To make it sort of stand out. I'm assuming it's some sort of loudspeaker, but I don't know for sure. And then our yellow for this flag, and maybe for here. Maybe I'll do that post in red, that little post there. So now we need a green for this flag. I haven't got a lot of green either, but I'm not going to do any more because I want these bits to be in brown. And where are we? Blue. I'm going to press a bit hard with that so it looks quite intense compared to the buildings. That's just my personal preference. Now I'm going to grab the brown ochre. Remember we used it for just now for the ones that I'd forgotten. I'm going to use it for these. And then I'm going to grab my burnt umber to do my masts. There's two. Now in previous pictures I've tried to... Does it join to the fence? I'm thinking yes. Maybe it's all the same colour. I think yes, let's do it all the same. It's my son walking by. He's just having a little break from his work, I think. Now, on some of these, I've done a little border to make them look slightly more three-dimensional. I might try that with my black. So I've got my black, sorry. And I'm going to do, firstly, under here, I just want to make it look like that, sort of stick out a little bit. And then under these rings there'd be a bit of a shadow, wouldn't there? And sort of in there, I think, like that. Now here and under these roofs. This one, I can do this one much lighter because we're actually colouring on top of the yellow, so we don't need to press quite so hard. I seem to have moved, sorry. And maybe under here where this post might shadow the other one, like that. You probably can't see that. Now, I might try and do a little line around the edge here, but I don't know how much it's going to really show up. I don't want it too dark, so I'm just going to do it a little bit, and you might not even be able to really see. I can hear a really loud TV or radio or something from one of my neighbours. It's not loud enough for you to hear though. Let's have a look. I'm much more pleased with our sort of rainbow progression. It looks brighter. Obviously it's sort of broken up by these windows, but I do think it looks a bit more rainbowy, a bit lighter and brighter, so that's nice. I'm just looking to see if I want to add, I think I want to put a little bit more on the dark indigo at the bottom. It's a little bit pale and it has the potential of being very, very dark, but I don't want it really dark. I just want to darken it a little bit on those edges. Yeah, I think that'll do. I'm happy with that. So I think I'm going to finish there. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a really super day and happy colouring.